Today you will be taking your narrative pre-assessment for our first mini narrative unit of the year. First thing I would do is just read through the instructions. I will walk us through there quickly, but if you want to pause me, read through so I could clarify any questions that might come up as you move along, that would be perfect. So objective, using the prompt provided below, create a piece in which you describe the situation provided. So the situation provided is you are describing a time you have overcome adversity. Adversity is difficulties, misfortune. It's when you have a situation that you're like, oh, this kind of sucks. We've all kind of been in those crappy situations, and I want you to describe a time where you had that situation where you were like, this kind of sucks, and you overcame it. So you will be describing that. So remember that you are not simply giving a retelling of the events that took place. So you're not saying, this one time I got a bad grade and I went in and talked to my teacher and I worked hard to get a better grade and the end. I don't want you to say I did this and then this and then this. Instead, you are attempting to create a story that brings alive the situation to your reader. So you might talk about in that situation, like, my heart fell when I realized that I had not received a good grade on the assignment. If this is confusing to you, that's what we will start learning in class. So don't put too much pressure on this. Don't worry about it. If you're like, the only way I know how to tell this story is to kind of list off the events, then that is a-okay. You're shooting to have a beginning, a middle, and an end, as well as an explanation of its significance. And the rubric should be referenced as you create your piece. This says skip lines as you write. There is an attachment where you, virtual students, will be writing, kind of like typing it up, obviously, so because you can't write it virtually. You will have 45 minutes to create it. My suggestion, since you're working virtually and I can't really monitor this, if you hit the 45 minutes, if you hit 30 minutes and you're like, this is all I can do not go over the time. Please do not go over 45 minutes. There's no need to. We will continue to revise this piece. And honestly, you would just be wasting your time. I do not expect this to be a perfect piece. It's a pre-assessment. So just know that pressure is not on you. Some helpful hints is which experiences/moments have truly impacted who you are today. Consider that we will be editing this piece throughout the next couple of weeks, so try not to select a topic that's difficult to edit or discuss or take feedback from your peers. So maybe if it's a death of a family member or another emotionally traumatic experience, I recognize that those might be the moments you think of when you're like, what are the hard moments in my life and how have I overcome them? If you feel like you are distant enough from that to talk about it, then you may. If you feel like you might get a little bit wrapped up and you're too emotionally connected to those moments, then you might want to pick something else to write about. Remember that the big events aren't always necessarily the most impactful. Sometimes it's a conversation, a realization, a personal discovery, or a perspective change that's truly shaped who you are. Consult the rubric before and during your writing. If you finish before it's over, review the rubric to ensure you have everything. Online virtual kids, you can disregard this right here because obviously you will just be turning it in virtually. So again, the prompt is to describe a time that you have overcome adversity. Describe that time to the best of your abilities. I think that is it.